Next up, we have live feed. Peter Ledwidge, Managing Director, Mako Gold.
Hi, thanks everyone. I wish I could be there with you, but obviously COVID precludes that. The title says it all, like our namesake, the Mako Shark. We're hunting for the next gold mine in Côte d'Ivoire. There's a disclaimer that I urge you to read. And this is what I'll be talking about, why we're in West Africa. 400 million ounces of gold have been discovered there to date in the Birimian. Our flagship project, we believe, has the potential to host multi-million ounces of gold. And we've got a team that's credited with 5 discoveries in that part of the world already. So we think that we know what we're doing. And we're fully funded with $15 million in the bank. And we've got 3 to 4 week turnarounds in our assay results. We're using 2 labs. So that provides strong news flow for us. And we're in the middle of just beginning, actually, a 45,000 meter drill program. So lots of good things happening. So first I'll talk about the team. We've got our board and directors come from Orbis Gold, Cardinal, and Griffin Teranga. And everybody that you see, myself, Anne, Ibrahim, and Boukhare, are 2 key guys on the ground. We've been working together for about 10 years, so that's how we can effectively be working through those COVID times when we were not able to go underground. On the corporate end, we've got a market cap of about $35 million. As I mentioned, $15 million in the bank. We recently completed a $10 million raise. We've got over 30% institutional investors, which we think is a validation of our strategies. And in our recent raise, Dundee Goodman just came on, and then we've got Deutsche Balaton or Delphi. They both own a sizable chunk of Mako, so good endorsement there. So as I mentioned, you know, the Birimian, it's for those of you who are familiar with WA, it's about the same width as the width of WA, and it's got about 400 million ounces discovered to date in 70 gold deposits, 1 million ounces, and 40 of those are over 3 million ounces. So, you know, elephant country for sure, and most of those are open pit deposits. And Côte d'Ivoire, in our view, is the best jurisdiction in West Africa. You can see a picture of Abidjan here, very modern. It hosts, Côte d'Ivoire hosts 35% of all the greenstone in the Birimian, and very underexplored. It reminds me of Burkina Faso when I was there, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And very pro mining government and good infrastructure, obviously. So here's a picture of Côte d'Ivoire. You can see where our projects are. So our flagship project is the Napié project. That's a JV that we have with Perseus Mining, where we recently entered into a binding agreement to get 90% ownership of that. So that's a win-win situation for both us and Perseus. They're now exposed to the success in our other projects. And our other projects are the KORHOGO projects, which got granted earlier this year. And you can see that they're on the same fault as the Endeavour's Wagyan mine across the border in Burkina Faso. So very good location for both our projects. And the KORHOGO project is 100% owned by Mako. So on the Napié flagship project, we've been focusing on the TCHAGA prospect. There's 4 prospects that I'll quickly talk about, but we've got about 45,000 meters of drilling on that. You can see the exceptional results that we've gotten there. I'm not going to read them all, but you can see, you know, 41 meters at 4.5. Most recently, we got 10 meters at 19 grams per ton. What you really need to pay attention for is, you know, the really good results are the pink and purple dots on that map, and there's quite a few of them. And what we've recently done is expanded our mineralized footprint about 200 meters to the south. So that's what we're carrying on doing right now. We're drilling south of that creek that you see at the south end of that map. And I'll show you section AB that you see there, and then I'll show you a long section as well. So there's that section. You can see we've drilled down to 200 meters vertical depth. That bottom sample, 9.8 at 6.6 grams per ton. What does that tell us? It tells us that, you know, assuming that we start mining this thing, there's a potential for underground once we're at the bottom of our pit. You can see the great results that we've had in the mineralized pink envelope is a 0.1 gram cutoff. So that's like the low grade envelope. And then we vector into the high grade, which you can see is both in the oxide and the fresh rock. So that's reassuring as well. So we're just a lot of sections like that, and we keep drilling and keep getting more results. And I guess that's what we're supposed to be doing. So this is a long section, 2 kilometers long. The lighter shaded area is a 0.25 gram cutoff, and the half gram cutoff is a brighter gold area. So you can see the nice results we're getting there, and then we're extending our footprint to the south. And really that's the name of the game right now, and we're working towards a maiden resource. We've recently decided to extend the date of our maiden resource because we are getting those good results, and we want to add to that before we announce a resource. So this is where we get our mineralization. You can see that potassic alteration, that pinky beige stuff, and then we've got a stockwork of veins. That vein you see there is about the biggest vein that we see. And, you know, really that's what we're targeting. When we get that pink alteration, we know that we're in that mineralized envelope, and then we vector into the high grade intercepts. This is another picture of the core where we've done our preliminary metallurgical test work, and both oxide and fresh rock came back over 94% recoveries. You can see that the gold is associated with the pyrite, but it's not encapsulated in the pyrite, which would make it refractory. So here's the 4 prospects, the 4 main prospects, I should say. So they're along a 30-kilometer shear with the coincident 23-kilometer soil auger anomaly shown in orange and green. So I've just been talking about the TCHAGA prospect in the middle. You can see that 5-kilometer radius. And so look at all the drilling that we're going to be doing in the next 6 to 12 months. It totals 35,000 meters of drilling. So we're going to keep drilling on TCHAGA. We're going to go south. We're currently drilling south on the GOGBALA prospect, and then we're going to do TCHAGA North and KORHOGO as well. So a lot of news flow coming up, and the object is just build up that project till we got multi-million ounces on it. So here's GOGBALA, same fault as TCHAGA. You remember TCHAGA is about 2 kilometers long. So we drilled about 5 kilometers of GOGBALA. And now through that drilling, we focus on a 2-kilometer long area. So right now we're in the first phase of a 10,000 meter drill program, doing about 3,500 meters. And we're going to power through the wet season, only stop for, the worst of it for about 3 weeks. So lots of news flow coming up. You can see the great results, we've been getting 12 meters at 5 grams, 17 at just under 2 grams, and so on. You can see them on the screen. So we're pretty excited about that because that's very wide space drilling. Now going on to the KORHOGO project. You can see where our NAPGate project is on the south part of that map in reference, and then our field office is in the middle. So why did we apply for those permits? Greenstone granted contact with the regional fault shown in gray. You'll recall that if you go north in that fault, you end up on Endeavour's Wagnian mine. And as an added bonus, both those permits are, within 30 kilometers of Barrick's 5 million ounce mill that's going to be looking for feed in about 2 years. So potential for toll milling there, which is a rare occurrence in West Africa. And so we've got 10,000 meters of drilling planned on that. So this is that same image with the regional airborne mag. And since the second permit was granted in February this year, like our namesake, the Mako shark, we move fast. So we've already done the first pass soil sampling, 400 meters by 100 meters. And now as soon as the wet season's over, we're going to start on the 50 by 100 meter soil sampling program. And once we get the results from that, combined with the results of our airborne geophysics that we flew at a permit scale, well, then we'll be ready to drill that. So 10,000 meters of drilling planned for that. And there is no previous exploration on that permit. And so we're pretty excited about it. You can see where those faults have displays in it. As a geologist, you know, this is what we get excited about. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, ESG, we take that seriously. So we recently drilled a water well in conjunction with our drilling company, GeoDrill. We drilled a water bore for the company. When we've got our bulldozers out, we fix up their road so that they can get to the town and markets more easily. And we've got training programs. We hire young geologists right out of university, guys and gals, and train them up. And as a matter of fact, our 2IC, when our chief geologist is away, is one of those graduates that we trained up about 8 years ago. And so, you know, we're adding a lot to the country, and 100% of our workforce is non-expatriates. So we're, you know, the communities like us. This is a comparison to our peers. You can see all the way up from where Orezone is, where they're obviously developing a mine. But you can see there's a lot of growth, room for growth and re-rating as soon as we announce a resource. So I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of these companies, and I'm not going to talk too much about them, but you know, it looks like, you know, just showing the opportunities for growth for Mako Gold. So to wrap up, you know, we're currently drilling the first phase of a 10,000 meter drill program at GOGBALA on Natgay. As soon as that's done, the drill is returning to TCHAGA to carry on another phase of a 10,000 meter drill program there. And then we're going to be drilling 10,000 meters at Chaga North, which I didn't spend much time on, but basically we've done 24 drill holes on that in a 4-kilometer long area. And that includes our discovery drill hole in 2018 that had 8 meters at 8.5 grams, and another hole that had 1 meter, 215 grams. And then 10,000 meters at the KORHOGO project. And then, you know, 3-4 week turnaround our assays. You can expect, you know, drill results at least every month. So we're not sitting on our hands. We're keeping everybody busy. Okay, thanks for your attention, and sorry I can't be there to have a booth and answer your questions, but here's my contact details. If anybody's got any questions, there's my mobile and my email address. Thanks.